YouTube? If you've been following me on here, you'll know that last week I was in Yosemite National Park, and if you follow me on Instagram as well, you'll know that I uploaded this photo as well as this photo from both San Francisco and Yosemite, and I edited both of these photos in a very similar fashion. And a lot of people were wondering, they were messaging me, and I actually uploaded the photo on Reddit as well, and a ton of people were wondering how I edited the photo. And so today I want to show you how you can take just about any photo and turn it into a beautiful sunset looking photograph. So these two photos were both taken at around sunset time, but both of these photos were not necessarily the best sunsets in the world. So I did a little bit of enhancing in Lightroom in order to make them much better looking sunsets, and so I'm going to walk you through exactly how I did that today. So before I show you how I did this, I'll show you the before and after of both of these photos. So as you can see in the before photos, both of them were just very blue skies. Kind of a boring photograph, not a ton going on there. Obviously the site or the scene is very beautiful, but there's not a whole lot of interest going on in the sky. But the way that I was able to edit it made it a hell of a lot more interesting of a photograph. So I'm going to walk you through a couple very, very simple steps right now in order to show you exactly how I did that for both of these photos. So this is one of those things that I didn't figure out until very recently. I'm not entirely sure if other people do this or know about this, but it's so easy and so simple that when I figured it out, I was like blown away that I wasn't doing this for the past like 5 years of photography for all my landscapes and things of that nature. So let's just jump right into it. First off, for this photograph of the Golden Gate Bridge. So I should have my screen recording and everything is running good. So I'll show you exactly how we do this. The first thing you're going to want to do is create a graduated filter. And you're going to drag that down so that it's covering more or less the top half of the image. Drop it on there, and the three things that you're going to want to adjust is just the temperature, crank that up to 100, the tint, again, crank it up to 100, and then the dehaze, actually, this is the one that's more of a variable. I usually will just slowly crank it up until I think it looks good. For this image, I know because I already edited it, it's going to be perfect around 50 points. And this right here is literally all I had to do in order to make that sky look like a beautiful sunset. So as you can see, we went from this very, very standard blue looking sunset or blue looking sky into what looks like a absolutely beautiful sunset in those simple 3 little slider adjustments with a graduated filter. And so I'll show you exactly how I did this with the picture of Yosemite National Park as well. And so I'm going to take a graduated filter, again, drag it onto the top half of the image, slide up the temperature, slide up the tint, slide up the dehaze to about 50 points. Boom, that's all good to go. And now from here, you can make more adjustments to the photo if you'd like. So I'm going to hit done. And then for this image, my goal with it was to really focus your eyes on that peak of Half Dome, which is kind of like one of the most iconic shots of Yosemite National Park. And so what I'm going to do is take a little bit of the foreground distraction, kind of the mountains out of the way. I'm just going to drop the shadows down quite a bit so that you focus right on the peak of Half Dome. And that's literally it. That's how I edited that photo. It took me like 30 seconds to do it, and I uploaded it straight to Instagram. Such an easy tutorial, so easy to do, and I really hope that this helps you guys out as well. So for the picture of the Golden Gate Bridge, I did make additional adjustments on top of that. I went into the tone curve, I made some changes in there. I also made some changes in the HSL sliders and things of that nature, but I don't want to walk through all of that today. So what I'm trying to do is start making a couple of videos every couple of weeks potentially about like one aspect or one facet of how I edit my photos. I watch a ton of editing videos in order to learn new skills, and the one thing that I kind of dislike is watching photographers walk through an entire editing process, making like graduated filter adjustments like I just showed you, and then going into the tone curve, and then going to the HSL sliders, and then going into the calibration adjustments and things of that nature. It's really hard to digest all of that information through watching a single video. And so what I want to start doing is kind of break down my editing into really short videos like this one, where I just show you a single tip. Obviously, there were more edits that went into specifically this Golden Gate Bridge photo, but I don't want to show you everything because I know that it's really hard to learn from that, and it's really hard to digest all of that information at one time. So let me know what you think. I want to start making these really short tutorial videos that are just showing you one aspect of what I do and how I edit my photos, because I think that that might be a more beneficial way of learning editing tips and editing tutorials and things like that. So definitely let me know what you think. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it big time. I don't make any money from these videos, obviously. They're not sponsored. I only have like 800 subscribers like you saw, which, by the way, I appreciate everybody that's subscribed to the channel. I am super, super blown away at how much support I've been getting. It's awesome. But I don't make any money obviously from this, so if you could just give me a thumbs up so the more people see the video and can learn from this, I'd appreciate that big time. But thank you guys a ton for watching. I appreciate it big time. And I upload videos like this every single week, so if you're not subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button below. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next week. Peace.